I'm Isaac Wood. I'm here with Gordon & Smith Surfboards. Here to talk to you about the Everyday model.
Slow.
This is a board that I kind of developed over the last few years. It's a all-around model, so it's not really specific to nose riding, not specific to kind of riding the tail. It's sort of a does everything type of board. So it's got a tucked edge that comes into the rear, kind of a little bit of a sharp edge. It just allows for a little bit higher in the water sitting and a little bit more responsive. Then as we move up, it's kind of got a softer, lowered, I wouldn't call it a 60-40, but it is definitely a lowered 50-50 rail. I just want the board to sit a little higher in the water, and that way it just feels a little more responsive and not so sluggish like a typical nose rider. We do have nose riders for that purpose, but for this board, I wanted it to be just a really easy go-to board for whether surf gets well overhead or little tiny mushy waves. It's kind of a board that does it all. It's got ice blue tint with a wedged foam stringer, along with a bass light wood stringer in the middle. But it's just a high density foam essentially, just for little looks. Anyway,
What's the fin setup on the bottom?
fin setup can be single fin or 2+1, just depending on. I typically surf single fins. I can surf tri fins, all that, but for myself, I like the single fin feel. However, our team riders like riding the 2+1 setup, and so I like to give the option. I'm not biased either way. It's just what your preference. It goes vertical either way, as a 2+1 or a single fin. One of the main things that I've found with this board after doing, I don't know, probably 35 different versions, is we put this little roll back here. So a normal board will have a lot of roll throughout the whole thing. What we found is just by pulling it in on the rails a little bit right before the fins, it really gives a break, and you don't lose a lot of the speed by having too much roll in the rear. So you still get a real rail-to-rail feel, but you can continue your speed whether you have tri-fin or 2+1 or a single fin. So as far as it goes, there's a flat spot. Larry Gordon always taught me you want to put at least a 1 foot flat spot in your board from the tail rocker to the nose, and that way there's that sweet spot when you're paddling, and kind of as you're cross-stepping up, you don't have a weird stop-start situation by the rockers changing. Moves into a slight concave, very, very slight, and then I move my concave back here a bit. Because it is a narrower nose, I like to give it a little splash area to where it doesn't necessarily purl. It gives you a little 1 second, like, hey, you're about to go under. So that's just kind of a little bit of the Isaac Wood Everyday model. They started in 1959, so they have been around the block. They've known kind of from the beginning. We have our timeline here just to kind of show you how it goes and to where we've gotten today. The company is now run by Debbie Gordon and Eric Gordon, which is the son and daughter of Larry Gordon. So it's still family owned, still a small company, but we're now producing skateboards, we're producing surfboards side by side in two different factories, right side by side with each other. And we're kind of, what we've done is we've brought back all of our best models that were kind of the most popular of the time, and refined them, put a little modern edge on them. We have every template from the start of what we did. So, I mean, we've got files and files and files of this stuff that I feel lucky, because I've been with them since I was, I think, 15 years old, and I'm 43 now, so I've been with them for more than most of my life, and been able to experience the growth from the old sales at Gordon & Smith down on Miramar, where they'd have the big warehouse sales, and everybody would go to those, and it was like I kind of got to experience all of it, which is pretty amazing.
So where can people find out more information about this board if they want to order that, or they want to check out some of the other models that G&S has available?
So we've got a few different things. We've got social media. We've got the Instagram page, which is Gordon Smith, at Gordon Smith. We've got GordonSmith.com that has a lot of other models and a little more insight into them, and we got a Facebook page, and pretty much all the little social media things we kind of got our little hands in. The legacy that goes with this company is so deep and it's so far beyond. I mean, Skip Fry, Mike Henson, all the innovators all kind of got their start here. And, you know, even being here at the board show, a huge portion of the people that are in the industry from glassing to shaping has gotten their start from here. And I just feel really honored to be a part of it.